1. Law and Order, Criminal Intent. 1 is the pilot episode of the NBC legal drama Law and Order, Criminal Intent. The second created spin-off of the original Law and Order series, created by Dick Wolf and developed and co-created writer and Law and Order writer René Balcer. It originally aired on NBC in the United States on Sunday, September 30, 2001. The series' premiere date was pushed back due to the September 11th attacks. The episode follows Detectives Robert Goren, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Alexandra Eames, Kathryn Erbe solving the murder of 2 young college students and a Canadian ex-con, which has a $300 million motive. Plot. In January 2001, Call out with Jake Weber and Lisa's girlfriend Gia Michelle Hicks and 3 others to help plan and execute a major jewelry heist. Carson Jace Bartok, fresh out of a Canadian prison. Nathan Lenny Veneto, an expert in phony identification, and a muscular Serbian named Zivkovic. The team of 3 trick a couple out of their home by sending them on a phony prize trip to Atlantic City, then drove through the empty house into the jewelry store next door. Unfortunately, during the heist, the daughter of the house comes home with her boyfriend to get some private time alone. Carl kills Carson during the heist, shooting him 4 times. After leaving the jewelry store, he also shoots the 2 young lovers and escapes with $300 million in diamonds. Detectives Goren, D'Onofrio, and Eames are called to the case and begin following clues from the dead bodies left behind, specifically the dead body of Carson, which was wearing expensive new clothes. Following the trail of stolen credit cards used to purchase the clothes and equipment, they collect different witness sketches of a single man and a single woman, Carl and Gia. A review of the security tapes from preceding days in the jewelry store produces a clear image of Gia casing the joint. Meanwhile, Carl lays down fresh red herrings for the cops to follow by killing a soldier of the Massey family and leaving diamonds in the body. This briefly distracts Captain Deacon's Jamie Sheridan into thinking it's a mob show, at least until the diamonds left behind are identified as being the lowest quality and least expensive diamonds in the lot that was stolen. With the assistance of a heavily tattooed friend, Goren is able to tie the homemade prison tattoo on Carson's body to a prison in Canada. With Carson's identity determined, the detectives are able to pull his record and learn that he has skipped parole to enter the US, likely by train, which undergo less security. A canvass at Penn Station produces a witness who is able to identify a mugshot of Nathan, who came to pick him up. A background check of Nathan results in an address, which the detectives raid. The detectives find the house empty, but do seize a piece of expensive forgery equipment left behind when the group abandoned the site. Nathan calls Carl to tell him that it is missing, and Carl orders him to buy a new one. Goren and Eames are ready for him, and Nathan is arrested when he goes to make the purchase. With the threat of the death penalty hanging over his head, he cuts a deal to help bring Carl in. She places a telephone call to Carl so that police can trace Carl's location, but Carl catches on and escapes. Goren and Eames arrive just in time to catch Gia, who was doing laundry and was left behind. Goren convinces Gia during interrogation that Carl is only using her, and that he was having a relationship with Carson in prison. He shows Gia files that Carson had AIDS, and that through Carl, she is also infected. He promises to make sure she gets good medical care in prison if she helps him bring Carl in with aid of his Courtney B. Van's cooperation. He lets her go so she can bring Carl in. She retrieves the diamonds and is met by Carl, who is suspicious about why the police released her, and threatens to kill her. She tells him about Goren's attempt to convince her that he has AIDS, and denies working for the police. To persuade him that she does not believe the police, she is forced to sleep with him. The buyers for the diamonds arrive at the hotel, examine the goods, and agree to pay Carl. Carl rejoices and goes to the other room to retrieve the rest of the diamonds. When he returns, he finds the police there and everyone already under arrest. Goren and Eames tell Gia that she is not actually infected with HIV, and the criminals are led away. Development and filming. The pilot episode 1 was written by series developer René Balcer, teleplay and series creator Dick Wolf Story, and was directed by Law and Order franchise director Gene Segenczak. Law and Order. Criminal Intent is the 3rd series in the Law and Order crime drama franchise, which was created by Dick Wolf in 1990. He developed it with René Balcer, who began working on the original series during its 1st season. During his time on Law and Order, Balcer was promoted to head writer, showrunner, and executive producer before leaving in 2000. News first broke of a new series in late 2000 when it was reported that NBC, broadcaster of Law and Order Special Victims Unit approached Wolf Films and Studios United States of America about a second spin-off. Production began in January 2001, shooting on location in and around New York City using local colour. The main set of One Police Plaza is located at Pier 62, Chelsea Piers, Manhattan. 13 episodes were initially ordered and were completed by April 2001, so that production would not be halted by a potential strike from the Writers Guild of America. Casting. Law and Order. Criminal Intent is not an ensemble series, and therefore differs from Law and Order and Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, which respectively featured 6 and 8 actors receiving star billing during the same broadcast season. Movie actor Vincent D'Onofrio was offered the lead role of Detective Robert Goren, a hyper-intuitive contemporary Sherlock Holmes-type investigator who used to work for the US military police. Other than a 1998 guest role on Homicide, Life on the Street that earned him an Emmy nomination, this was D'Onofrio's first major television role. Goren's partner, former Vice Squad detective Alexandra Eames, was played by Kathryn Erbe, who had just completed a role on Oz as convicted murderer Shirley Berlinger. Balcer stated Erbe was cast because she just looked like a real cop. Courtney B. Vance plays Assistant District Attorney Ron Carver, a graduate of John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Jamie Sheridan was the last actor to be cast in a main role, taking the part of James Dakins, a seasoned NYPD captain. In a recurring role, Leslie Hendricks appeared as Assistant Chief Medical Examiner Elizabeth Rogers, the same character she had played in the other 2 series. But Hendricks left Law and Order, the Special Victims Unit, in its 2nd season to be replaced by the star of the CBS soap opera as the World 10's Tamara Tooney, who portrayed medical examiner Melinda Warner from then on. Hendricks remained being medical examiner on both the original L and O and CI until both series were cancelled. Ratings. According to TV Tango's collection of ratings, the premiere of Law and Order, Criminal Intent on its original US edit was viewed by approximately 12.80 million total viewers with an 8.7 rating / 13% share in the age 18-49 demographic. CI aired up against the various CBS Sunday Movie on CBS, a new drama, Alias on ABC, and 2 comedies, Nikki and Off Center on the WB. Critical response. Prior to Criminal Intent's premiere, Laura Fries of Variety commented on the difference between this series and Law and Order Special Victims Unit by scrutinizing motive and intent. Criminal Intent utilizes a more personal style that sets it apart from its brethren. Wolf's characters are notoriously devoid of detailed personal lives, but debut hints at a little more introspection on the part of the characters. Fries commented on the overpowering screen presence that D'Onofrio commands in the first episode. Criminal Intent so far is a one-man show with Vincent D'Onofrio at its center, commands the most attention, tending to overshadow Erbe, who is reduced in the pilot to following Goren with an awestruck look.